Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today I'm going to talk about the twisted logic of the left. And the reason I do this series, the Twisted Logic series, is to point out the fact that the left, they'll say things that seem completely logical and even fact-based, but it's very shallowly thought through. And if you just think about it one step deeper, it's ridiculous. What they're saying is just ridiculous. And I see this time and time again from the left, from the woke liberal side of things, right? And I think it's important that we point that out so that when the rest of us, whenever, the 90% of common people in the middle, when we see this bullshit, maybe that might wake people up to think just a little bit deeper about it. Or when somebody brings up an argument and repeats some of this bullshit, then, we can think just a little bit deeper about it. It'll be, we'll be aware that it's just a thin veneer of logic wrapped around a pile of bullshit, basically. It looks great when, without any thought whatsoever, but if you just apply a little bit of thought to it, that bubble bursts. And I saw a post that a trans girl playing soccer has absolutely zero impact on your life, but Elon Musk stealing your social security number does. Now that statement you just take that statement, that is true. Okay? If some trans girl goes out there and plays soccer, trans girl meaning trans guy, it's a dude pretending to be a girl. Some trans girl goes out there and plays soccer. I don't even realize it's happening over there in California or Seattle or wherever. No impact on my life. But if Elon Musk stole my social security number, that would have an impact on my life, correct? So yes, that is a true statement. But with a little bit deeper thought, that trans girl, that dude going out and playing soccer with real girls and competing against real girls impacts their lives, the real girls' lives. They will lose scholarships, okay? They will lose notoriety. They will lose fairness. They have the right to compete in a fair environment. Because the left has this thing about real big on equality, right? They want equality, but they want equality of outcome, not equality of opportunity. They don't want everybody to have the same opportunity, and then the people that'll work for it rise, and the people that refuse to work for it just stagnate. They don't want that. They want to take from the workers and give to the non-workers, so it's all equal. Okay? So they're big on equality, but they're not big on fairness. They don't give a shit if anything's fair. They do, as a matter of fact, they're against fairness. Fair elections. They don't want fair elections. They want illegals coming over to vote in their, on their team, for their team. For the Democrats. Well, the Democrats, of course, that Democrat and Republican, they're all the damn same. I just don't buy into that uniparty system here in America where Democrats are the opposite of Republicans and all that shit. Most of those Republicans up there in Congress and all that, they're just Democrats with an R on their chest. But anyway. So they don't want fair elections. They don't want fair sports. They don't want fairness. They're against fairness and for equality. Okay. So they are right by saying that it doesn't affect me personally, but it affects a whole lot of young girls and young women who just want a fair shot, who want fairness, who deserve fairness. They think that's just sideline that idea of fairness. Well, these girls deserve a fair shot at whatever it is they're going after, at success. in their sport of soccer. Girls deserve a fair shot at success. They should not be competing against boys and men, period. And then the second half of that is Elon Musk stealing my Social Security number would affect me personally, directly. Okay? And that is correct. If, capital I, capital F, Elon Musk were to steal my Social Security number, that would affect me directly. But when you think about that, why would he do that? He's the richest man in the world, worth, I think the last time I saw a thing flash across there, it was $400 and something billion. What does Elon Musk want with my Social Security number? It would hurt his credit if he tried to use it. he would be worse off after he stole my Social Security number. He wouldn't be able to get a loan to buy his next Twitter or whatever because my shit would mess him up. So no, Elon Musk does not want my Social Security number. I don't believe it. He's never said he did. There's no quote anywhere where Elon Musk wanted somebody's Social Security number. There's no evidence, let alone proof. If you've watched me for a while, you know I'm a stickler between proof and evidence. There is not even any evidence Elon Musk wants my Social Security number or is trying to get my Social Security number. So, no, that's just stupid. Why? But these people say that shit, right? Because there are other stupid people who will believe it, who would just, oh, Elon Musk wants my Social Security number. My $300 secured credit card is hanging in the balance. It's under attack by the world's richest man. It just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so Elon Musk, I firmly believe, due to the lack of evidence, complete and total lack of evidence, that Elon Musk does not want our Social Security numbers. And even if someone gave them to him, he would just throw them away. What the hell is he going to do with them? You know what I'm saying? And he probably had access to all that shit while he was at PayPal. So if he wanted that shit, he could have collected it while he was at PayPal. So no, I don't think that's a thing. Why someone would say that. And here's the thing, you see these posts, and now I'm not even sure that these are leftist liberals who are posting this shit. Now I'm just about convinced that half of these weird liberal posts that I'm seeing are just generated by AI. They're just AI accounts. And they're just cranking that shit out as propaganda. People don't even believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some people do, but they're trying to indoctrinate more and more people into this stuff with this AI, just cranking out these posts, and to make it seem like there are more of these people who believe this shit than there actually are. Another post I ran across is, if you think you love freedom but don't care if it applies to everyone, what you really love is privilege. Now, again, this is true. All right? This is true. This is a true statement. But that's the thing that we don't, us in the middle, the most common people, don't break people up into these categories and say, you deserve freedom, you don't. We want freedom for everyone. A comprehensive freedom for every single person on the planet. It's wrong if you take the freedoms from someone else. All right? The freedom to compete in a fair league, in a fair environment. That is a freedom that we have. To compete fairly. In every aspect of life, in business, at work, in sports, fairness. We have the right to have a fair opportunity. Okay? And we have laws protecting this. And there should be laws that protect this. Now, the thing with leftists making this statement, now this statement could definitely come from the center or a right-leaning maybe, but it could definitely come from the center and be 100% true. Now, if someone were to say that who actually believes in freedom and the Constitution, you could say this, right? But these people saying it's a joke because they do not believe in freedom. They believe in censorship. They believe in, in unfair sports and unfair elections. So they believe in freedom for selected individuals and groups, not freedom across the board. So what they're saying is that they believe in privilege. And that is exactly what it is. They think that you are privileged, you should have more privileges if you are a certain color. You should have less privileges if you are a certain color. You should have less fairness if you're a certain gender. All of these kind of things. So these privileges, the difference between privilege and freedom, most common sense people, we just accept that as a part of life. Everyone should be free. Everyone should be, have fair competitions. We should have fair elections. All of these freedoms are just, we have them at birth. We're not selected for freedom based on our skin color or our gender or our religion or any of this other stuff, right? That's what every common sense individual believes in this country and probably across Western civilization. So it takes real stones to come from the left and make a statement like this. It's the complete 180-degree opposite of what they believe, and they're casting that stone at the center, at the people who actually do believe in freedom and reject the idea of privilege. So these kind of things, and you'll see that a lot coming from the left. They will point at you and call you out for exactly what they are doing, for exactly what they believe. Right? I see this all the time. They'll always accuse you of doing what they are doing, of believing what they believe in. That's standard operating procedure for the left. Here's another one. I hear some folks saying that there's hate on both sides, and I can't disagree. One side hates black people, brown people, Asian people, gay people, and anyone who doesn't subscribe to their specific ideologies. And the other side hates bigots. All right. This is ridiculous just on its face because they're attributing, love of country and a secure border or, fair and a fair opportunity to compete for women, these kind of things as hatred. Like I hate brown people because I think that our laws should be followed, and we shouldn't allow massive immigration and importation of another culture into ours. It's got nothing to do with the color of their skin and everything to do with their culture, the value of our dollar, the value of our labor. These things are important. The color of their skin is completely unimportant. I don't care what the color of their skin is. It's irrelevant, completely irrelevant. The same thing with the fairness in sports. If they started putting silverback gorillas out there on the field with young girls, I would cry foul because it's unfair. The gorillas would just be picking up the girls and throwing them off the field and then throwing the ball around themselves. That would be unfair. I don't care about the gender. I don't care what it is. I care about fairness and freedom. Okay, so they take these general, ideas that are basically right and wrong. It's just wrong to inject an entire culture, an entire country with foreign cheap labor and foreign culture, and just disintegrate and that country from within. It's not a good idea. Okay? It's not a good idea to put someone who is stronger and faster onto the field with girls. It's just not a good idea. It's unfair. It's unfair to the American people of every color, of every gender, to inject these people from other countries into our across our border and rot our country from within. Not that the people are bad and they're going to rot our country from within. It's because the cost of labor and printing up all this money to subsidize them and to keep them alive until they get jobs or whatever, that devalues our currency. It's not good in any way. And that leads to another one. Now, everybody who voted for Trump can go out and pick apples for $5 an hour, right? Pick fruits and vegetables for $5 an hour in the blazing sun. I hear that a lot from the left. Like, you know, now, if that isn't a racist statement or prejudice, I shouldn't even say that racist anymore, because there isn't any racism according to the definition of the word. But everybody uses it that way now, so whatever. If that isn't a prejudice statement, I don't know what is. Okay, it's okay for brown people to pick apples and cut vegetables and pick vegetables and stuff, right, for $5 an hour in the blazing sun. That was perfectly okay. But they're not going to do it themselves. That's beneath them. Now the MAGA people can go do that. Now, well, you MAGA people can go do that now that you got rid of all of our brown people. Hello? Like I said earlier, it's a 180 degree. They're claiming that we're racist when they are the most racist people on the planet. The most. They believe that it's okay for brown people to just work like dogs in the sun 14 hours a day for $5 an hour. That's okay. That's what they're here for. That's all right. I'm not going to do it. It's for brown people because I love brown people. Okay. Doge could save the government umpteen billions of dollars, right? If they canceled Elon Musk's subsidies, his government money that he's getting for his companies. All right. Number one, those were given to him by the left-wing morons in government because that Tesla, anyway, they were given to Tesla because Tesla is one of those green companies, right? So Tesla got all kinds of subsidies and stuff. And I saw somebody asking Elon Musk about that in an interview, and Elon Musk was like, it's not going to affect us anymore because Trump is going to get rid of those subsidies. He's in the process of doing it. He might have already done it, gotten rid of those subsidies so that you don't get a break for buying a electric vehicle anymore. If he hasn't already done it, he's about to do it probably. So, but that's in the works. You're not going to get a $5,000 discount subsidized by the government for buying a Tesla anymore. And Elon Musk was like, well, you know, I think that that's neither here nor there anymore because electric vehicles are the way of the future. It's like, you know, he equated it to the horse and buggy and the gas-powered vehicle. You know, people could have subsidized the hell out of horse and buggies, but eventually it wasn't gonna matter in the long run because horse and buggies were going out. Now that's what Elon Musk believes. That's what Elon Musk said he believes, that electric vehicles are the way of the future, and that's it. He's not worried about it. That's just the way things are going. And that's another thing is you see all these celebrities now. They used to be literally just loved Elon Musk, right? He was the biggest billionaire, the biggest celebrity billionaire because of Tesla and all his green stuff. And he used to be all in the green stuff and all that and carbon, whatever. And they loved him. They all had Teslas. Now they're selling them. They have completely turned their backs on him because he is fighting for this country. That just blows my mind. Now, all of the wonderful things he was doing with Tesla, all of a sudden they're not wonderful anymore. The planet doesn't matter anymore. None of that matters anymore. The weather, none of that matters anymore. The only thing that matters is Elon Musk is in there, exposing all the fraud. When I just gave Senator Harrelson or whatever, $5 million for his campaign fund, and now Elon Musk is going to expose him. Just the hypocrisy kills me. If you were really trying to save the planet, you'd buy an electric car no matter what the person believed in, because it was the right damn thing to do. Buy an electric car, right? So anyway, and then the other thing about that, the government, where Elon Musk gets money from the government is through SpaceX. That's his company too. But the government pays Elon Musk to launch shit into space, to take shit to the space station and stuff like that. Because I think it was Obama who got rid of the space shuttle program. He completely got rid of it. So they didn't send stuff into space anymore. So it had to be privatized. Somebody had to step up and start doing that for him. Now Elon Musk, through SpaceX, SpaceX takes satellites into orbit for other companies, for the government, for all kinds of reasons. Takes stuff to the space station. It does all kinds of stuff. So it's not like they're just giving him money, throwing it away like with all this other bullshit, USAID bullshit. They're actually doing something for the government in return. They're taking that stuff to the space shuttle. They're launching satellites. They're launching probes into space for the government. They're doing all kinds of stuff for the government in return for that money. Now, as far as the particulars go, I don't know how much the government's giving him. I don't know how much, but I bet it costs a lot of money to make rockets and shit and pay all these engineers and scientists to land these rockets out on these platforms out in the ocean and to land them, to catch them with these things, all the crazy stuff he's doing with these rockets so they can reuse them. And just that, the money savings that they've done by figuring out how to reuse these rockets, it's insane. Now that's the way it's going to go in the future. Everybody's going to have these reusable rockets, and it's going to save everybody on the planet, every country on the planet, billions and trillions of dollars. Here's another one. Irony. Using a device that transmits inordinate amounts of data through the air, right, to convey to people that you don't trust the science. So we're using a technology and stuff that is created by science and scientists to tell the world that we don't trust the science. Now, to make a statement like that, you just have to believe, or at least you be willing to tell the world that you believe that scientists never lie. They would never cheat on an experiment. They would never do anything for money. They're just these altruistic saints that just doing everything they can to better humanity. Not one scientist would ever, mislead people or do what they're told, follow an order that they don't agree with, right? Even though, their boss tells them to do some shit that's kind of sketchy, they'll just walk away from that job and go live under a bridge and, and disappoint their family and put their family in poverty just for doing the right thing, right? I do the right thing no matter what. All right. So, but because these are the scientists that we question. We don't question science that makes technology. I don't question, whether Wi-Fi exists or whether, all this stuff. The science that is being questioned is the science that is being hidden, and these things that are done behind closed doors and the lies we're being told. How many lies were we told during 2020? It started out that you had to wear a face covering. No, it started out not to wear the face covering, right? We weren't supposed to do that because that wouldn't help, and it might even spread the stuff even further. And all this stuff. And then we were told to wear the face covering. Then we were told to wear 2 face coverings. Then we were told it was mandatory to wear a face covering and get an injection and all this stuff. So everything they said during that thing could not be true because they contradicted themselves so many times. So how can you trust the science when it's literally contradicting itself? Literally. Saying one thing 1 minute and then the complete opposite thing the next. Which science are you supposed to trust? Well, science learns new things, is what they're telling. They want that's their answer to that. Science learns new things. They weren't lying. They just found out new information. That's really convenient when it's about, taking control of my body away from me. And they're real big about that, right? As long as you're ending a pregnancy or something, then you can have control of your body. But if it's something else, an injection they want you to get or whatever thing, then you don't get control of your body anymore. You're supposed to trust the science. Even though the science said something different yesterday, and they'll say something different again tomorrow. They're completely and totally dishonest at times. Not to mention pharmaceutical industry, the food industry. Which scientists am I supposed to trust? The scientists that say that our food is healthy and good, or the scientists over in Europe who have banned that shit? Completely banned it because they say that it is not good for their people. So which one? Which scientists am I supposed to trust? Which scientists am I supposed to trust? The ones who forced everybody to get medication, or the ones who are over there in Europe suing people for forcing that medication? The ones who are saying that medication is bad and it's caused a lot of harm. So, yeah. So trust the science is just ridiculous. Questioning the science and sitting back and reserving the right to question the science is just an absolute freedom that everyone has, and they should use it. They should utilize that. They should not be just these robot sheep who bleat and do what they're told, in my opinion. Doge wants to go after food stamps now. You don't realize that every $1 of SNAP EBT generates $1.50 worth of economic activity. This is bullshit. This is just a flat out lie. This one isn't even true. This is just stupid. You don't steal from one person and give it to another person, and for when that person spends that money, for you to call that economic activity or economic growth. That's just wrong on its face. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. And people who believe this shit are stupid. Now, this might be, again, all of these might be just AI generated. So I don't know. But there are people who believe this stupid shit because they don't think, where did that money come from? They don't take 3 seconds to consider where, the origination of the money. Well, somebody worked hard for that money, and then the government took it from them, stole it from them by threat of force, okay, and then gave it to someone else. That's all it is. And in that process, probably laundered and stole a part of it. And then when someone else spends it, now that's considered economic activity, increased economic activity, and that's just bald-faced lies. It's just wrong. It's not true. In no version of reality could that be considered true. And that's here's one example of where the stuff they're saying isn't even true. No matter, you just can't look at it from any angle and make it make sense, right? It's just stupid. But these people say this stuff, and then other people will pick up on it and believe it, even though it's a flat out lie. But if you say a lie with plain conviction, then people tend to believe you, tend to adopt that. And that's the problem we have in society today, in Western civilization, is that all of these people really feel strongly about this bullshit that they're spreading. They feel that it is correct and right and true. So they say it with a lot of conviction and a lot of emotion. When it's just stupid. I'm saying that word a lot in this episode, but it's just stupid. We know it's stupid. And it needs to be called out. We need to quit, in my opinion, we need to quit tiptoeing around these morons and open their eyes. Laugh at this shit. Laugh at the stupidity. Okay? Because nothing is more of a deterrent to behavior than laughter. You can punish someone for a behavior and they will repeat it. Laugh at them for that behavior, make fun of them for that behavior, they will not repeat it. Think about it. That's worse than punishment. Having people think you're a clown, you're a moron, have people laughing at you and pointing at you, that is worse than punishment. You've seen people do the same shit over and over again and get punished for it because they thought it was cool, because other people thought it was cool. But if other people thought it was stupid and laughed at them, then they wouldn't do it even if they didn't get punished for it. They'd stop it. And that's what I think we need to start doing, is just laughing at these morons and making light of the dumb shit they say and they do, and maybe they'll stop. We got to try something, because this shit needs to stop. Because I know that we probably won't be around for it, but our grandchildren are going to be. And they are going to be in this. I just can't imagine my grandchildren living in this world here that I'm describing to you through these posts. That's just moronic. It's idiocracy. And I'll leave you there with that. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there. Or you can head over to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee. I thank those of you who do that. I really appreciate it. If you're interested in Gen X gear, we got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble. Gen X Thinks and Gen X branded stuff. T-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, all kinds of cool stuff. But I'll put that link down in the description too. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out a lot. Thank you so much to those of you who do that. I sincerely appreciate it. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments, or you can email us, and the email is genxthinks@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.